यन्मायावशवर्ति विश्वमखिलं ब्रह्मादिदेवासुरा यत्सत्त्वादमृषैव भाति सकलं रज्जौ यथा हेर्भ्रमः यत्पादप्लवमेकमेव हि भवाम्बोधे स्थितिर्षावताम् वन्देऽहं तमशेषकारणपरं रामाख्यमीशं हरिम्। श्रीराम जय जय राम ॐ 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 जय जय राम ॐ जय राम ॐ। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। We were seeing the portion where Maricha had taken the form of a golden deer and he made Sitaji's mind get deluded by that golden deer. Bhagwan went after it after Sitaji said, I want that golden deer. And Maricha made Bhagwan run for a long time so that he can see his Ishtarupa, that form of the Lord on whom he has meditated. The form was Bhagwan running behind him, wanting to send an arrow. Meanwhile, Ravana comes over here. But before Ravana, it was Lakshmana Ji, the dialogue that happens between Sita Ji and Lakshmana Ji. Because when Maricha falls, when Bhagwan sends the arrow, Maricha shouts in the voice of Bhagwan Rama. And Sita Ji is unable to discern who this is, and she thinks Bhagwan Rama is in difficulty. And when she says this, Lakshmana Ji laughs. If somebody is very concerned, anxious, and the other person doesn't appreciate this emotion, then it doesn't go well. One commentator, he writes, Mahabharata and Ramayana both started because of a laugh. In Ramayana, Lakshmana Ji laughed, Sita Ji got angry, said certain harsh words. He had to go. Ravana came and took Sita Ji. In Mahabharata, when Duryodhana goes to the court, there was water. First there was marble. He thinks it to be water. Takes up his gown, starts walking. And second place, where it was really water, he thinks it is ground and he falls. People say Draupadi laughed, but it was not Draupadi. It was all other people. Draupadi, it is said, was not even there when this whole episode happened. But that insult was so deep that to take a revenge of that insult, whole Mahabharata starts. So with this, Lakshmana Ji has to go away. And right at that time, Ravana comes. One episode is not mentioned in Ramacharitmanas, is that of the Lakshmana Rekha. That which is not mentioned, but still it's very popular. Even the cockroach brand that they have is called Lakshmana Rekha. It cannot cross that line. But what is this Lakshmana Rekha? Actually, Mandodari in Lanka Kanda refers to it. She says, O Ravana, now also is a good time. Please return Sita Ji. because you couldn't even cross that Lakshman Rekha drawn by his younger brother. So don't underestimate the power of Lord Rama. Entire Purusha Suktam she chants in front of Ravana, but still he doesn't get it. So what is this Lakshman Rekha symbolically? Any person who is living a duty-bound life, any person who is living a life of dharma, gets this Lakshman Rekha, which nobody else can cross for him. Means to harm him, nobody else can do that harm. That Rekha of Punya you say, Kavacha you say, whatever name you want to give, that is the symbolic meaning of Lakshmana Rekha. But the moment a person steps out of dharma, whatever is that person's bounden duty, either in the form of values, in the form of what we should do in life, whenever we transgress it, we lose the protection of that Lakshman Rekha. That's why Sita Ji had to step out of it. Then only she could be taken away by Ravana. So that is the beauty of this Lakshmana Rekha, more in the form of dharma. This saying is very popular, all of you must have heard. Dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. What does it mean? The one who protects dharma, the one who walks on the path of dharma, dharma protects him. That dharma protecting him is Lakshman Rekha. For Yudhishthira Maharaj it is said, his main philosophy in life was dharmaha rakshati. Dharma will protect me, provided I walk on the path of dharma. That episode is not mentioned here, but in some Ramayanas it is elaborated. Now, Ravana forcefully takes Sita Ji, puts her in his chariot and is ready to take off. But he is so afraid. One, he is afraid of Sita Ji's power. He is also afraid of Bhagwan Rama's power. So it is that he could not drive his chariot. But his chariot was well equipped. Now it is getting ready to go to Lanka. But they cannot go so easily. In between they'll meet somebody. 29 Kha Doha you see. Jehi Bidi Kapata Kuranga. Did you all find? जेहि विधि कपट कुरंग संग धाई चले श्री राम सोच भी सीता राखी उर रटति रहति हरि नाम रघुपति अनुजहि आवत देखी बाहिज चिंता कीन्हि विशेषी जनक सुता परिहरु हउ अकेली आयहु तात बचन मम पेली निशिचर निकर फिरहि बन माहि मम मन सीता आश्रम नाहि गहि पद कमल अनुज कर जोरी कहे उनाथ कछु मोहि न खोरी अनुज समेत गए प्रभु तहवा गोदावरी तट आश्रम जहवा आश्रम देखी जानकी हीना भये बिकल जस प्राकृत दीना आगुन खानि जानकी सीता रूप शील व्रत नेम पुनीता लक्ष्मण समुझाए बहु भांति पूछत चले लता तरुपाति हे खग मृग हे मधुकर श्रेणी तुम देखी सीता मृग नैनी खंजन सुख कपोत मृग मीना मधुपनि कर कोकिला प्रवीणा कुंद कली दाडिम दामिनी कमल सरद ससियहि भामिनी वरुण पास मनोज धनु हंसा गज के हरि निज सुनत प्रशंसा, श्रीफल कनक कदली हर शाही, ने कुन संकस कुच मन माही। सुनु जानकी तोहि बिनु आजु, हर्षे सकल पाई जनु राजु। किमि सही जात अनख तोहि पाही, प्रिया बेगी प्रगटिसि कस नाही। एहि विधि खोजत बिलपत स्वामी, मनहु महाबिरहि अति कामी। पूरन काम राम सुख राशि, मनुज चरित कर अज अविनाशी। आगे परागीधपति देखा, सुमिरत राम चरण जिन्ह रेखा। कर सरोज सिर पर सिउ, कृपा सिंधु रघुवीर। निरखी राम छवि धाम मुख, विगत भई सब पीर। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय, बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय। श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। रघुपति अनुज ही आवत देखी. Bhagwan just finishing Mariche, and he saw Lakshmanji coming there. Bajiha chinta kinha biseshi. Inside he knew what Leela is happening, but outside he expressed lot of concern. Not only concern, but worry. Janaka suta pari harahu akeli. You left Sitaji alone? Ayahu tata bachana mama peli. And you disobeyed my words, my instruction. My instruction was, don't leave Sitaji alone. There are many Rakshasas over here. After we have killed Kharadushana, we have become their enemies. So at any cost, use your intellect, use your strength, don't leave her alone. Nisichara nikara pirahi banamahi. Lot of Rakshasas are roaming around. Mama mana Sita ashrama nahi. Somehow I am getting premonition. Something in me is telling Sitaji is not in that ashram anymore. Gahipada Kamala Anuja Karajori. Lakshmanji doesn't speak much. He just falls at Bhagwan's feet. And he just says one sentence. Kaheu nath kachu mohina khori. He says, Bhagwan, there is no fault of mine. And let's look at the next chaupai. Anuja sameta gaye prabhu tahava. Along with Lakshmanji, Bhagwan Rama started walking back. Means Bhagwan's trust in Lakshmanji is so much, he doesn't even ask for an explanation. Bhagwan said, you disobeyed my orders, you left Sitaji alone. Lakshmanji only says one sentence, Bhagwan, it is not my fault. So Bhagwan understands whatever must have happened must have been Sitaji's fault. And he doesn't even ask, what did she say, what did you say? No questions asked. Both of them start walking towards the ashram. Anuja sameta gaye prabhu tahava Godavari tata ashrama jahava. They reached the ashram which was on the banks of Godavari river. Ashrama deki Janaki hina. When Bhagwan sees the ashram without Sitaji, Bhaye bikala jaise prakruta dina. Just like any ordinary person would get anxious and sorrowful, like that Bhagwan gets anxious and sorrowful. Although he is Lord of the universe, he knows everything, but he is doing Leela of how love should be. And this lamenting that Bhagwan Rama does, Goswamiji has portrayed in very poetic way. Ha guna khani Janaki Sita. He remembers Sitaji's personality, which was filled with all good qualities. What were they? Rupa Sila Brata Nema Punita. She had Rupa, good character, Sheela, Brata, means she was a person of words. Whatever she said, she did. And Nema Punita, lot of austerities. Embodiment of that was Sita Ji. So 3 things is pointing out which brings purity in character. Sheela, Brata and Nema. Some kind of austerity, some kind of discipline. That was Sita Ji. Lakshman Ji tried to convince Bhagwan, make him feel better. Lachimana samujhaye bahubhati. But Bhagwan was in no mood to listen. He was so much in sorrow, he started asking trees and creepers. Poochhata chale lata tarupati. Means he lost sense of what is inert and what is sentient. He's asking the rocks, he's asking the trees. Have you seen Sita Ji? Now the next portion, the idea is this. Bhagwan is comparing Sita Ji's beauty by giving different metaphors. Actually, it's not Sita Ji's beauty, it is the beauty of any human being. Different metaphors are given to compare the beauty. For example, he says the eyes are as beautiful as deer. So you have to take the tenderness, gentleness of deer and apply that portion to the eyes. In Pushpavatika Prasanga, Goswami Ji had written, wherever Sita Ji looked, lotuses blossomed there. So that means that was the gentleness in her eyes. So what he's saying here is, he says all these attributes which are there of different animals, different things in creation, they are used to define ordinary human beauty. And he says all these people are rejoicing today. Why are they rejoicing? Because Sita Ji, you are not there. If you are there, in front of you, no beauty can stand. So the comparison which is drawn with all those attributes, they don't shine when you are there. Because you are not there, they are rejoicing as to they have gotten some kingdom. How can you bear this kind of competition? He says, come back soon. I cannot bear this separation. So few examples we will see. Otherwise, it's a very detailed elaboration of each part being compared. He khaga mruga he madhukara shreni. He's calling out to birds, the deers, the bees. Tuma dekhi sita mruga naini. Have you seen that Sita Ji who has deer-like eyes? Khanjana. Khanjana means it's some kind of a small bird. They call it wagtail, like a sparrow. And Sukha. Sukha means a parrot. So the beauty of nose is compared to parrot. Kapota. Kapota means pigeon. The neck beauty is compared to a pigeon. Mruga, Meena, deer and fish. Madhupanikara. Madhupanikara means the swarm of bees. The beauty of curly hairs is compared to the swarm of bees, which is there. And the voice beauty is compared to cuckoo bird, kokila. Kokila prabina. Jasmine flowers you have seen. The buds of jasmine flowers, the beauty of teeth is compared to that. And if it's nicely done, it looks like pomegranates. Pomegranate seed. Dadima means pomegranate. Don't take literal meaning. Huh? This needs some kind of poetry, imagination. Pomegranate means shining. How that pomegranate seeds are. Damini. Damini means lightning. The complexion, beauty is compared to lightning. Kamala means lotus is compared with hands and feet. Kamala Nayana, Kamala Kara, and Kamala Charana. All metaphors go. Hands and feet, beauty of lotus. Sarada Sasi, the full moon which is there, is compared to the beauty of face. Means Goswamiji is so alert, he will never describe Sita Ji directly. In entire Ramacharitmanas, he has used different metaphors, but he brings out that emotion. Sarada Sasi, Ahibhamini. Ahibhamini means curled snake. This is the long hair. That is, the beauty of that is symbolized by Ahibhamini, braid of hair. Varuna Pasa, the Pasha of Varun Bhagwan is the smile. Beauty of smile is compared with Varuna Pasha. Manoja Dhanu, the eyebrows are compared with the bow of Kamadeva. Manoja Dhanu, Hamsa, the swan bird. Gaja, Kehari, the grace of a person. When a person walks, the grace is compared with the grace of an elephant or lion walking, the majesty. Nija Sunata Prasamsa. What he's saying is, all these animals which are there, they are listening to their own praise today. Because when you are there, nobody praises them. Because in front of your beauty, none of the other metaphors stand. So remember, these are not metaphors of Sita Ji. These are metaphors of human beauty. And he says this human beauty is becoming greater today because you are not there. Then he lists few other things. Shri Phala Kanaka Kadali Harshahi Nekuna Sanka Sakucha Manamahi. All of them are very happy. How are they happy? Sunu Janaki Tohi Binu Aju. Oh, listen, Sita Ji, because you are not here today, Harashe Sakala Pai Janu Raju. All these animals and other aspects of creation, they are rejoicing as though they have gained some kingdom. Kimi Sahi Jata Anakha Tohi Pahi. How can you bear this competition? Others are rejoicing while you are not there. Therefore, what you should do? Priya Begi Pragatasi Kasanahi. Why don't you come quickly? Where have you gone? Ehi Bidhi Khojata Bilapata Swami. Bhagwan started searching everywhere and lamenting while searching for Sita Ji. Manahu Maha Birahi Atikami. How was he lamenting? Birahi means Bharya Sakta, one who is very attached to wife. And Kami, like a person stung with desire. How that person would lament, like that Bhagwan started lamenting. Now Goswamiji says, this is where Sati Ji got deluded. Right at this prasanga, when he was going from tree to tree, crying and lamenting, may the listeners not get deluded. That is why he adds the next chaupai. Purana Kama Rama Sukha Rasi. Bhagwan is not Kami, but he is Purana Kama. Did you all find it? This is 29th Doha, Aranya Kanda. (29.8) after 29, so it will be 30th. Purana Kama Rama Sukharasi Manuja Charita Kara Aja Abhinasi. Who is this Bhagwan Rama? He is Aja, unborn. And he is Avinashi, one who is eternal. I thought these were Lakshanas of Brahman. Unborn, eternal. I also read this in Mundaka Upanishad, Akshara. Is it the same Rama who is born here? This was the question Sati Ji had. Goswamiji says, don't have any doubt, it is the same truth which is pointed out in Upanishads, which is born here as Rama. Not only born, it is doing leelas just like ordinary person. So when somebody says, I am seeking self-abidance, devotional way of saying it is, I am seeking devotion at the lotus feet of the Lord. Don't separate them as two different things, like two different paths. One is Jnana Marga, another is Bhakti Marga. These chaupais you have to note. Bhagwan who is doing this leelas is in essential nature Aja and Avinashi, unborn and eternal. Aage para Gida Pati Dekha, Sumirata Rama Charana Jinha Rekha. While doing his leelas of lamenting, suddenly he saw a bird fallen down there, who was our Jatayu Ji. Sumirata Rama Charana Jinha Rekha, who saw the lines on Bhagwan's feet. You know what this means is, vulture, it can see far. Vulture can see far ahead. But here, the most important thing to notice, it not only saw the feet, but it saw the mark on Bhagwan's feet. So the drishti that vulture had, that drishti it could use for the best purpose. Kara saroj sira parasevu krupa sindhu raghubira. Bhagwan touched the head of Jatayu Ji, and Niraki Rama Chabi Dhama Mukha Bigata Bhayi Sabapira. Just looking at Bhagwan's face, all sorrow of Jatayu Ji went away. Means the samsara tapa, what is there? See, physical pain is one thing. Think of it this way, when our body is healthy, do we have pain or not? Not physical pain, but there is mental pain. So body giving pain is one kind of pain. But seeing Bhagwan, his bodily pain and mental pain, both of it went away. Now if you have reached until this point, you should have one question. Where did Jatayu Ji's prasanga go? Because we skipped one Doha. I was also wondering, Ravana has not met Jatayu Ji yet. So that prasanga I think we skipped. Right? So 28th Doha is where we had stopped. Today we started from 29 Kha. So can we do a little flashback? Okay. See, this is the advantage of speaking. Listeners might feel nothing is missed. But while speaking, you realize something is missed. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama. Ha jag ek bir raghuraya, kehi aparadha bisare hudaya, arati haran saran sukhdayak, ha raghukul saroj din nayak, ha Lakshmana tumhara nahi dosa, so phalu payau kinhe urosa, bibidha bilapa karati vaidehi, भूरि कृपा प्रभु दूरि सनेहि, विपति मोरि को प्रभु ही सुनावा, पुरोड़ा सचहरा सब खावा, सीता के बिलाप सुनि भारी, भये चराचर जीव दुखारी, गीधराज सुनि आरत बानी, रघुकुल तिलक नारी पहिचानी, अधमनि साचर लीन्हे जाई, जिमि मलेच्छ बस कपिला गाई, सीते पुत्री करसि जनि त्रासा, जातु धान करनासा, धावा क्रोधवंत खग कैसे, छूटई पवि पर्वत कहूँ जैसे, रे रे दुष्ट ठाड़ किन होई, निर्भय चले सिन जाने ही मोहि, आवत देखी कृतांत समाना, फिर दस कंधर कर अनुमाना, कि मैं नाक की खगपति होई, मम बल जान सहित पति सोई, जाना जरठ जटायु एहा, मम कर तीरथ छाड़ी ही देहा, सुनत गीध क्रोधातुर धावा, कह सुनु रावण मोर सिखावा, तजि जानकी ही कुशल गृह जाहु, नाहित अस होई बहु बाहु, राम रोष पावक अति घोरा, होई सकल सलभ कुल तोरा, उतरु न देत दसानन जोधा, तब ही गीध धावा करि क्रोधा, धरि कछ बिरथ कीन्ह महि गिरा, सीत ही राखी गीध पुनि फिरा, चोचन मारि बिदारि सि देहि, दंड एक भय मुरुछाते ही, तब सक्रोध निसिचर खिसियाना, काढ़िसि परम कराल कृपाना, काटिसि पंख पराखग धरनी, सुमिरि राम करि अद्भुत करनी, सीतहि जान चढ़ाई बहोरी, चला उताइल त्रासन थोरी, करति बिलाप जाति नभ सीता, व्याध बिबस जनु मृगी सभीता, धीर पर बैठे कपि न निहारी, कही हरि नाम दीन पट डारी, एहि विधि सीतहि सोलय गयऊ, बन अशोक मह राखत भयऊ, हारि पराखल बहु विधि, भय अरु प्रीति देखाई, तब अशोक पाद पतर, राखिसि जतन कराई, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय, बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय, श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय. So now Ravana has put Sita Ji in his chariot and they're going. While going, Sita Ji is lamenting. Ha jaga ek beera raguraya. She says, in this world, there is only one person who is valorous, and that is my Lord Rama. Kehi aparadha bisare hudaya. What mistake did I commit that you forgot your compassion upon me? People say you are Karuna Nidhana, ocean of compassion. What was the reason that you stopped showering your compassion just upon me? Arati Harana Sarana Sukadhayaka. You are the one who removes people's difficulty, and those who surrender to you, they feel great peace and joy in surrendering to you. Ha Ragukula Saroja Dinanayaka. You are the one who brings glory to entire Ragukula, the most valorous king. Ha Lakshmana Tumara Nahi Dosa. He says, alas, O Lakshman ji, there was no fault of yours. So phalu payavu keenheu rosa. Whatever anger I showed towards you, the result of that I am going through. So in the previous Chaupai she says, what was the reason why you forgot your compassion? Now she is reminded, nobody else is to be blamed. It is my own actions coming back to me as this sorrow. Bibida bilapa karati baidehi, bhuri krupa prabhu dhuri sanehi. In different ways, she is lamenting, and she remembers and reminds the Lord that may your krupa continue to be there upon me. Now she is having a question in her mind. Bipati mori ko prabhu hi sunava. Who is going to tell this sorrow of mine to Bhagwan Rama? Puro dasa chahe rasa bakhava. If there, let's say there was a yajna which was being done, everything was followed. Nicely done yajna. The offering and ahuti, everything was offered. Then the naivedyam was kept. Purodasa. Now finally when the prasad distribution time came, one donkey comes and says, I want to eat that purodasha. Goswamiji's examples are like this. So he says, this Ravana coming and taking me is like that donkey wanting to eat purodasha. Lord of the universe, consort of Lord of the universe, and Ravana wants to take her away, not thinking about the consequences of his action. Sita ke bilap suni bhari, bhaye charachara jiva dukhari. Looking at, listening to Sita Ji's sorrow, the animals, trees, even inert objects became sad. She was in that much grief. Now there was a vulture whose name was Jatayu Ji. He was the friend of Dashrath Maharaj. So he says, my friend's daughter-in-law is being taken away, so it's my responsibility to protect her. And he was also the nephew of Garud Bhagwan. Means his connection is very high. Garud Bhagwan is king of birds. And Jatayu Ji is his nephew. Raghukula Tilaka Nari Pahichani. He recognizes Sita Ji. He says, this is Bhagwan Rama's consort. Adhama Nisachana Leen He Jai. This person, Ravana, is so fallen in his thinking that he wants to take Sita Ji away. How is it looking right now? Jimi Maleche Basa Kapila Gai. Maleche here means a butcher. If a butcher comes and takes away the Kapila cow, which belongs to Vasishtha Maharshi, very pure, which has the power to bless anything that a person desires. Such a thing if a butcher is taking for some very ordinary task, ordinary reason, he says it is looking like that. Sita Ji is being taken away by Ravana. He calls her daughter, Site Putri. Because for him, Sita Ji is like daughter. And Sita he calls her Site. I think Mahabharata serial, here only they get everything. All names are like this, He Mate, He Site. He says, Karasi Jani Trasa. Don't fear, I am here. You don't have to fear anything. Kari hau Jatu Dhana Karanasa. Jatu Dhana means Rakshasa. These are all Sanskrit words. In Awadhi they are given. So there is an etymology also of Jatu Dhana. Jatu Dhana means Garhitam Sannidhanam Yasya. Jatu means Garhitam. Garhitam means which is not encouraged. That which is criticized is called as Garhitam. Sannidhanam means proximity. So who is a Rakshasa? One whose proximity is criticized. Not necessarily physical proximity, but the proximity to the mind of a Rakshasa. Another name for Rakshasa is Asura. What is the etymology of Asura? Asushu ramante iti asuraha. Those who revel in sense organs, they are called as asuras. The poetic depiction is they will do terrible things, they will have so many other things. Physical appearance is also there. Rakshasa means they will be portrayed. So what is Jatudhana for a Rakshasa? Not tuning the mind with sensual talks. Not tuning the mind to any talk which talks about sense organs. So that is this Jatudhana. Dhava krodhavanta khaga kaise. Jatayu Ji ran towards Sita Ji with so much anger. How did it look? Chhutai pabi parabata kahu jaise. Just like a thunderbolt rushes towards a mountain. Do you know which Leela he is pointing out here? Govardhana Leela. When Indra Bhagwan sends his thunderbolt to the mountain, the anger with which he sent it, you see, that is how Jatayu Ji went towards Ravana. Re re dushta thadakina hohi. Remember, Jatayu Ji is very old. And he is telling Ravana, stand up properly first. Wherever you are, stand up. Nirbhaya chalesi na janihi mohi. You are going fearlessly. Didn't you recognize who I am? You know, Ravana had just started from that ashram. And in his mind, he was having fear and so many things. He is unable to fathom what is happening here. Avata deki krutanta samana. Suddenly he sees Yamaraja like somebody is coming towards him. Phiri dasakandara karu anumana. In his mind he starts thinking, looking at that entity and wonders who this person is. First thought he gets, Ki Mainaka ki khagapati hoi. Is this Mainaka mountain which has come here? Or is it Khagapati, Garud Bhagwan himself who has come? He says both cannot be because Mama Bala Jana Sahita Pati Soi. Garudji also knows my strength and his Swami, Bhagwan Vishnu also knows my strength. So they will not come here and challenge me like this. So he adjusts maybe his glasses and he looks closely. Who is this? He is unable to figure out still. Jana Jarata Jatayu Eha. Then he recognizes, Hare, this is the Jatayu. This is our Jatayu. And Jarata. Jarata means very old right now. Now see Ravana's statement. Mama kara tirata chhadhi deha. He says he has become very old. When a person becomes old, he wants to drop his body. They look for Tirtha Kshetra. They say going to Kashi and dropping the body is very auspicious. This bird will not have to go there. My hands are the Tirtha for this bird to drop the body. Mama kara tirata. My hands are Tirtha Kshetra. Now Jatayu Ji tells Ravana, Sunata Gida Krodhatura Dhava. With anger he runs towards him. Kahu sunu Ravana mora sikhava. He says, Ravana, listen to what I have to tell you. Taji janakihi kusala gruha jahu. Let go of Sita Ji here and happily go back to your home. All your mistakes will be forgiven. Nahita asa hoihi bahu bahu. If you don't do this, listen what is going to happen. Rama rosha pavaka ati ghora. You will become a victim of Lord's anger. And what will happen in this fire of anger? Hoihi sakala salabha kulatora. Your entire lineage will burn like moth burns in that flame. So even now you have a chance. Don't do the wrong thing. Let go of Sita Ji. Utaruna deta dasanana jodha. Ravana is not in a mood to talk at all. He says, this bird, why should I enter into conversation? Tabahi gida dhava ati krodha. Jatayu Ji went even faster. Dhari kacha birata kina mahagira. Jatayu Ji was old, but he was still powerful. He made Ravana fall off his chariot. Biratha is said, means Ravana fell out of his chariot. Sita hi raki gida punipira. He very respectfully made Sita ji get down, sit in one place. Chochaha mari bidharisi dehi. Now bird where it can hold weapons. Its only weapon is the beak. With its beak, he almost tore apart Ravana's body. Old Jatayu. Danda eka bhai muruchatehi. And for a short while, Ravana became unconscious. That was the power of Jatayu Ji. But when he got up, he was very angry, Ravana. Tabasa krodha nisichara kisiyana, kadisi parama karala krupana. He took out his sword. The name of the sword is also given in Sundarakanda. Chandrahasa. It looks as though moon is smiling. Meaning what? The shine from that sword is so bright, it looks like moon shining. Katisi pankha parakhaga dharani. He chopped off the wings of Jatayu Ji, and Jatayu Ji fell down. How did he fall? Sumiri Rama kari adbhuta karani. Remembering the glories of Bhagwan Rama, his Ishtadevata, Jatayu Ji fell down. In Kerala, there is a nature park, Jatayu Nature Park. Huge statue is there of Jatayu Ji. It is at that same place where he fell down, nearby place. Then Ravana puts Sita Ji back in the chariot. Chala utaila trasana thori. Still he is very afraid inside in his heart, and he takes her with him. Karate bilapa jati naba Sita. They are going in the air, and Sita Ji is lamenting. Byada bibasa janu mrugi sabhita. As though a deer has come in a hunter's trap. How the deer will show emotions of fear, like that Sita Ji was afraid. Now comes a very nice chaupai. Giri para baithe kapina nihari. On one mountain, there were some monkeys who were sitting. Kahi hari nama dina patadari. Sita Ji just takes Bhagwan's name. He has never seen them before. Takes some ornaments, takes a small piece of cloth, ties it, and throws it down. We have to do pranams, because Hanuman Ji is also there. All other monkeys are there. Sugriva is there. Sita Ji just drops it, taking Bhagwan's name. Giri para baithe kapina nihari. Ehi bidhi Sita hi so le gayo. In this way, Ravana took Sita Ji away. Bana asokamaha rakhata bhayo. Ravana tried very hard to convince Sita Ji. Hari para khala bahu bidhi bhaya. He was tired of convincing Sita Ji. He showed lot of strength, showed her fear, showed her love. What was his only ask? Stay in the palace. And Sita Ji was so clear that he had to bow down, and finally brought her to Ashokavana. Taba asoka padapatara rakisi jatana karai. With lot of effort, finally he brought her to Ashokavana. But first line shows how much effort he put to convince her to stay in the palace. Then after this point, we had seen that Lakshmana Ji goes and meets Bhagwan Rama. Both of them come back. Bhagwan laments, gives different metaphors, Goswami Ji. And finally they see Jatayu Ji, who is lying down in pain. Next one I'll just read because the meaning is very beautiful. Now this is the dialogue between Bhagwan Rama and Jatayu Ji. So I'm reading after 30th Doha. Taba kaha gida bachana dhari dhira. Jatayu Ji, after he is released from his pain, with lot of strength he is speaking now. Sunahu Rama bhanjana bhava bhira. So Bhagwan, please listen. You are the one who removes the pain of samsara. So my physical pain was nothing for you to remove. Nata dasanana yaha gati kinhi. The one who has caused this condition of Sita ji is Ravana. Tehi khala janaka sutahari linhi. That wicked Ravana has kidnapped Sita ji. Le dachina disi gayav gosai. He has taken her in the southern direction. Bilapati ati kurari ki nai. Like a small sparrow caught in a hunter's trap, Sita ji was lamenting when she was being taken away. Means Bhagwan should be convinced that it was Ravana's fault. Did you notice something in this Chaupais? What has Jatayu Ji told Bhagwan Rama so far? Who has taken Sita Ji? Ravana. Which direction he has taken Sita Ji? Southern direction. And when Bhagwan meets Vanaras, what does he say? I am looking for Sita Ji. Now, all of you have to make 4 teams. One team has to go north, another team has to go east, west, one team has to go south. So if Bhagwan already knew who has taken Sita Ji, if he knew she has gone in southern direction, why does he have the same questions for the Vanaras? See, Bhagwan knows that in his Leela, these Vanaras also have to get their share of punya. So when it comes to Bhagwan's work, it doesn't matter which work is done. It is not that the team which went in southern direction got more punya than the team that got in northern direction. Whoever went in search of Bhagwan's work, in search of Sita Ji, doing Bhagwan's work, they gained the love of the Lord. So the bottom line in Karma Yoga is, have I gained that love? Otherwise, Bhagwan already knows who has taken Sita Ji. Jatayu Ji told him. Which direction she has gone, that also was told to him. And he is capable enough of going and bringing her single-handedly. But his Leela is such, he will give everybody a chance. Now, Jatayu Ji says, Darasa lagi Prabhu rakhiu prana. I have kept this life just so that I can see you. Because of your darshan, I kept this body. Rama chalana chahata abha krupanidhana. He says, O compassionate Lord, now I want to go. I don't want to hold on to this body. Bhagwan tells him, Rama kaha tanu rakhevu tata. Tata means father. He says, oh father, please keep your body for a few more days or as long as you want. Now Bhagwan is not doing that Leela of deluded person. Within few chaupais, he has come back to his Ishvara Swarupa. He says, Janma and Mrityu is in my hands. If you want longer life, just ask, I will give. In Gitavali Ramayana it is said, Bhagwan tells Jatayu Ji, I couldn't serve my father. So if you live little longer, I will serve you and gain that joy which I would have gained by serving my father. And what does Jatayu Ji say? Next chaupa is very beautiful. So mama loch Rama kaha tanu rakhevu tata mukha musukai kahi tehi bata. With smiling face, Bhagwan said. What does Jatayu Ji say? Jakara nama marata mukha ava. Adhamavu mukuta hoi shruti gava. He says the last moment, even if it's a person who has done all erroneous things, adhama person, if Lord's name comes to his mind even once, that person goes to higher worlds. good destinations, such a Lord is standing in front of me. So mama lochana gochara age. Gochara means in front of my eyes that Lord is standing. Rakheu deha natake hi khage. Tell me what is that one reason why I should keep this body. Now see the comparison. On one hand you have Jatayu Ji, who was granted immortality unasked. Jatayu Ji didn't ask for it, that I want to live longer. And the one with whom he fought is Ravana, who is struggling to get immortality. Because right from day one, all tapasya he does, whatever devotion he does, what is the final thing he asks? Nobody should kill me. I should be immortal. And here is Jatayu Ji, who is offered immortality. And he says, if I have seen the Lord, for what purpose should I keep this body? I mean, this is the beauty. When a person understands, I am not this body, the purpose of having the body ends. And for such a person, if it is said, keep the body forever, that will become a bondage. Person who identifies with the body, what is his definition of existence for him? Body. If body exists, I exist. But by God's grace, if somebody understands, I am not the body, he says whether body is there or body drops, in both situations he is liberated. So dropping of the body is not something he is afraid of or not something he is trying to push away. And for that person, continuing in the body, that is a bondage. We hear the words Chiranjeevi, but only a Chiranjeevi knows what is the sorrow of being a Chiranjeevi. And what is the traditional example? Ashwathama. One of the Chiranjeevi is Ashwathama. And the story goes, his journey is a roller coaster ride. In childhood, he had very difficult childhood. Then Dronacharya comes and makes him very powerful. Lot of luxury he had in his youth. And Dronacharya teaches him certain things which he doesn't teach anybody else, not knowing that he could misuse it. One of it was the Brahmastra. He knew how to send Brahmastra, but not how to pull it back. So whoever would threaten him, whoever would pose any challenge to him, he would send Brahmastra. So Uttara's womb, he tried to kill Parikshit Ji Maharaj. On Arjuna, he sent Brahmastra. But finally Arjuna catches him and brings him to Draupadi. And there Arjuna says, the destruction that he has caused, the sorrow that he has caused to you, I can finish him right away. But Draupadi in her compassion says, let him go. So it is said, Ashwathama had one mani on his head. That mani was taken away, which means you have a burning sensation on the head. And then he was left. Now imagine, whole life he has to live with that sensation. So continuing in this body forever, unless a person understands what kind of a bondage it is. One will never ask boon like Ravana, may I become immortal. So Jatayu Ji says, whatever purpose of this body was there, that I have fulfilled. So he asks Bhagwan, tell me one reason why I should continue. It's like this, if you go to some hotel for a business trip, you stayed there for 2 days, conference over. Then when you come to check out, that person at the reception says, please stay for 2 more days. You will ask him, why? I have a family, I have a home, everything is there. My work is done. Why should I stay? Means Jatayu Ji is asking, there are 4 purusharthas. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. 4 things we have to accomplish in this body. Jatayu Ji says, Bhagwan, tell me which purushartha is remaining. Seeing you is the greatest dharma. Attaining you is the greatest wealth. You are the abode of beauty. All Kama is you. And you are standing in front of me, gained your love. No other moksha I need to seek. Now Bhagwan, with tears in his eyes, Jala bhari nayana kahahi raghuraya. Taata karma nija te gati payi. Bhagwan, with tears in his eyes, says, this exalted state which you have already attained and you are going to attain is nothing to do with me. It is your own good karmas. See Bhagwan's humility. One who gave that state was the Lord. But he says, all of that is because of your own karma. What it means is, whatever good things happen in life is really speaking because of God's grace. But at the same time, the first step has to come from sadhaka's side. What is that first step? Next chaupai you see. Parahita basajana ke mana mahi. Those who have others' well-being in their heart, tina kahu jaga durlabha kachu nahi. For those people, there is nothing unattainable in this world. This chaupai is said by Lord of the Universe with tears in his eyes. Means first we should get conviction and at the same time not hesitate to teach children. See, if a child is there and he has this thought, I should do well in my exam. Now that's a good thought. You know what's a better thought? May we all do well in our exam. What is the worldly mindset? I say, if you think like that, how will you go ahead? You should think, how I will do better in my exam. Worldly mindset. But Bhagwan says, those who have parahita in their heart, they will go further than everybody else. Parahita basajana ke mana mahi, tina kaha durlabha, tina kahu jaga durlabha kachu nahi. Nothing is unattainable for them. Very simple sadhana. Wherever Bhagwan has placed us, whatever work he has given us, can we think about well-being of others? Opposite is also true. Parapida, giving sorrow to others, if that can never come in our mind. See, parapida also is at different levels. One is through action, stopping somebody's work. One is through words, speech, saying something such that other person gets discouraged. Third one is through thought, giving parapida through vritti. He says if these 3 things are there, one who is slowing down is not other person, one who is slowing down is us. If somebody has parahita, they will go further. Okay. Tanu taji tat jahu mama dhama kahu kaha tuma purana kama. Bhagwan says, what can I give you? You are purana kama by yourself, O Jatayu Ji. Sita harana tat jani kahu. Oh, this is a beautiful doha. Bhagwan says, Jatayu Ji, you are going to go to Swarga. When you go there, you will meet my father, Dashrath Maharaj. please don't tell him about Sitaji's apaharana. Second line also he says, if my name is Rama, very quickly, Kula Sahita Kahi Dasanana Ai. Ravana is going to come there along with his family and he will tell Dasharath Maharaj himself. You don't take the trouble of telling this news to Dasharath Maharaj. What are the things Bhagavan has said here? Jatayu Ji is going to Swarga. Don't give only the bad news. Sita Ji is taken away. Good news and bad news together should be given. Ravana himself will come and give. What does it mean? Ravana will go to Swarga. If he has fought with me and he dies thinking about me, he cannot go anywhere else. He will also go to Swarga. This news he will tell himself. Please don't tell. You should not tell. Aganita Gunagana Bhushana Rama Ashrita Vatsala Jaya Jaya Rama Ayodhyavasi Sita Rama Apad Bandhava Jaya Jaya Rama Dasharatha Nandana Shri Rama Dashamukha Mardana Jaya Jaya Rama Kausalya Sukhavardhana Rama Kamita Phalada Jaya Jaya Rama Papa Vimochana Shri Rama Pattabhirama Jaya Jaya Rama Janaki Vallabha Sita Rama Jaya Raghurama Jaya Sita Rama Vanara Sevita Shri Rama Varidhi Bandhana Jaya Jaya Rama Hanumat Pujita Sita Rama Shri Ram Jaya Jaya Rama Raghupati Raghava Raja Rama Patita Pavana Sita Rama Shri Ram Jaya Jaya Rama Shri Ram Jaya Jaya Rama Syavara Ramachandra Ki Jai Satgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai Hari Om.